Imagine a world where every handshake contains hidden contracts, where business cards are encrypted keys to vaults you never see. This isn't fiction, it's how fortunes are engineered beyond public view. Let's dissect the first layer of this shadow economy. Think about exclusive dinner parties where the menu costs less than the napkins. Why would anyone pay 6 figures for a meal? Because the food is irrelevant. These gatherings function as idea laundering operations. Attendees test forbidden strategies under attorney-client privilege protections. A tech CEO might float a monopoly scheme. A banker reveals regulatory blind spots. The table becomes a trading floor for unregulated influence. Consider the Goldman Sachs alumni network. Former employees don't just share job leads. They coordinate monetary policies across 3 central banks. When one becomes a finance minister, others secure preferential lending rates. Their group chat moves currencies. Mark Zuckerberg's Harvard study group included future PayPal executives and cryptocurrency pioneers. That dorm room circle now controls Meta's board seats. Elite universities operate similarly. Harvard's true value isn't its lectures. It's the secret handshake economy. Alumni databases track which graduates oath. A law school connection might suddenly recuse themselves from your antitrust case. A classmate at a startup gets mysterious funding after you mention it at reunion cocktails. The pattern reveals itself. Wealth accelerators hide in plain sight as social clubs. Membership requires more than money. It demands reciprocal vulnerability. You bring blackmail-worthy secrets to the table. Others match your exposure. Mutual assured destruction becomes the ultimate loyalty program. But what happens when these inner circles need cash injections without traditional banks? That's where the next layer gets darker. Systems designed to turn social capital into liquid assets. Picture bankers who accept reputation as collateral, art dealers who authenticate lies. The mechanisms exist. The access codes don't. Now let's expose the invisible banking system that turns relationships into rocket fuel. Traditional loans require collateral: homes, cars, business assets. But ultra-wealthy networks use social IIS as currency. In Palm Beach, private bankers specialize in reputation-based lending. Instant loan approval with negative interest rates. Here's how it works practically. A tech founder needs capital, but hates dilution. Their banker calls a collector. The founder immediately buys it back through a shell company, using the inflated valuation as collateral for a real loan. The collector gets a cut. The banker earns fees. Art becomes a perfect vehicle for this shadow finance. Auction houses employ specialists to overappraise works for trusted clients. A $20 million painting gets insured for $80 million, then used as collateral across 6 banks simultaneously. When loans default, the piece accidentally gets damaged, triggering insurance payouts that cover debts. The original owner repurchases the restored work through anonymous proxies. Even friendships transform into financial instruments. Hedge fund managers use relationship leverage clauses in marriage contracts. If a spouse's family connections lead to profitable deals, a percentage gets automatically diverted to specified accounts. One Wall Street trader's prenup included bonuses for every introduction to central bank officials. The most insidious tactic involves credit chains. Billionaire guarantees Billionaire B's. When the chain breaks, as it did in 2008, the public pays through bailouts while insiders short the system. These practices rely on psychological triggers. Bankers wear watches worth more than their clients' first homes to anchor perceptions of authority. Loan officers mention fictional waiting lists to exploit scarcity bias. Default threats include social shaming at charity galas rather than court filings. But the real power lies in converting debt into domination. Each loan comes with unstated obligations, board seats for cousins, silence on environmental violations, political donations disguised as consulting fees. Now consider what happens when these indebted networks need to protect their secrets. The next layer reveals why bad investments become strategic weapons in high-stakes reputation wars. Let's unravel why billionaires intentionally fund failing ventures. It's not incompetence, it's strategic blackmail. When Saudi royalty invests $20 million into a doomed AI startup, they're not buying equity, they're purchasing leverage. The CEO now owes silent favors. Ignore human rights abuses, lobby against oil regulations, introduce princes to Pentagon officials. This mutual hostage-taking forms the backbone of modern venture capitalism. Tech founders accept dumb money from controversial sources precisely because it comes with strings. Those strings become lifelines during crisis. A social media exec avoided prison after a foreign investor lost incriminating data. A biotech founder received unexplained legal help when their drug failed trials. The psychological warfare intensifies during negotiations. High-net-worth individuals wear watches costing more than median homes to trigger primal status recognition. Studies show wearing luxury timepieces increases counterpart concessions by 40%. Not through logic, prehistoric brain wiring. Negotiators subconsciously allocate more value to someone displaying resources wasteful. Marriages get weaponized in these games. Prestigious family unions include connection clauses. One hedge fund manager's marriage contract required introducing his father-in-law to 3 central bank governors annual. Fail, and his children's trust fund converts to illiquid assets. Succeed, and the family office handles his tax audits. Philanthropy serves as blackmail insurance. Donating $10 million to a university seems charitable, until the dean voids plagiarism charges for your heir. Museum boards appoint oligarchs as trustees not for art expertise, but to create mutual dependency. Get indicted? Suddenly, the museum discovers your historical importance through a paid exhibition. These reputation traps exploit cognitive biases. The anchoring effect makes outrageous demands seem reasonable after seeing a diamond-encrusted pen. Scarcity illusions pressure targets with one-time offers at yacht parties. Reciprocity triggers forced compliance after small gifts, like transferring rare NFTs for free before requesting political favors. The darkest plays involve generational hostages. Wealth managers create maturity funds that release when grandchildren enroll in specific Ivy League school. Enroll elsewhere, and the money funds competitors. While you read news, they're engineering reality through clandestine knowledge pipelines. The next layer exposes how legal insider trading operates through academic cartels and central bank romances. Let's dissect how hidden information pipelines create legal insider trading. While you monitor stock tickers, billionaires exploit regulatory time warps. 3 months later, their friend's hedge fund shorts bonds. Perfectly timed. The transaction appears unrelated. The profit margin funds the banker's think tank role. Academic institutions became the ultimate cover. MIT professors consult for crypto funds while drafting blockchain regulations. Their students receive research grants to publish papers justifying pre-selected investment theses. A Stanford lab studying AI ethics suddenly shifts focus after a tech titan endows a chair. Peer reviews get fast-tracked when authors share hedge fund board seats. Davos operates as a viral vector for financial pathogens. That panel on renewable energy, a coordinated leak about rare earth mineral shortages. Handshakes transmit advanced knowledge of lithium discoveries. Coughs during speeches signal trading positions. Attendees don't network, they inoculate each other with actionable intelligence. Pharmaceutical billionaires perfected this model. When a researcher receives confidential drug trial data, their university's endowment fund quietly buys competitors' stock. Journal articles get delayed until short positions mature. FDA advisors rotate through private equity firms specializing in healthcare bankruptcies. The contagion spreads through seemingly innocent channels. Private kindergarten auctions where bids include corporate secrets. Divorce lawyers trading celebrity client rumors for IPO timetables. Gym locker rooms near Federal Reserve buildings becoming unregulated news wires. Defense contractors play both sides systematically. Lobbyists share arms deal blueprints with manufacturers in rival nations. Both countries order emergency stockpiles. The contractor supplies both militaries through offshore shell companies. Pentagon officials later join their boards with 7-figure retainers. Currency markets get manipulated through vacation photos. A Treasury Secretary's Instagram post showing desert dunes hints at Middle East policy shifts. Algorithmic traders coded to analyze politicians' vacation spots front-run the dollar. The Secretary's nephew operates a geopolitical risk consultancy, advising those same funds. But these tactics pale against generational knowledge hoarding. While you plan retirement, dynastic families train 12-year-olds in regulatory capture techniques. Their summer camps teach SEC rule writing alongside tennis. Trust funds release capital only after completing central bank internships. The final layer reveals why these systems self-perpetuate. When heirs appear incompetent, it's strategic theater. Visible failures distract from silent control transfers. Boardroom coups get staged like reality TV, all while the real power flows through back channels etched in legacy codes older than your grandfather. Let's dismantle the myth of meritocratic legacy building. Billionaire heirs don't fail upward by accident. Their visible stumbles mask sophisticated continuity plans. When a hotel heir loses, the blockchain trial provides intel for legacy supply chain upgrades. The real win hides in amended inheritance laws favoring dynasty trusts. A shipping magnate its son rebels with an eco-startup. The venture flops, but its carbon credits subsidize family oil tankers. Boardroom dramas serve as misdirection. Public feuds between cousins over luxury brands conceal silent coordination on mineral rights. One gains fame as a retail savior, while the other acquires lithium mines through shell companies. Their rivalry narrative distracts regulators from tracing the supply chain convergence. Philanthropic endowments function as immortality hacks. A foundation donating millions to education seems altruistic until you track the grants. Universities receiving funds must hire the family's historians to whitewash origin stories. Museums accepting art gifts. Legacy families plant attorneys general like chess pieces. A senator's daughter interns at your think tank. Her father suddenly sponsors bills protecting your patents. Law schools receive donations contingent on curriculum emphasizing favorable precedents. But here's the pivot point. These systems thrive on perceived inevitability. The moment you recognize the mechanics, their spell weakens. Replace envy with pattern recognition. That colleague lunch isn't wasted time. It's potential reciprocity seeding. Industry conferences become connection harvests. True leverage starts when you identify value beyond money. A compliance officer's regulatory insight becomes your negotiation armor. A journalist's deadline pressure transforms into your reputation audit. Your dentist's golf buddy might hold keys to supply chain loopholes. The game isn't about accumulating wealth. It's about programming the wealth algorithm itself. Billionaires don't win because they're smarter. They win because they turned relationships into renewable energy sources powering perpetual advantage. Now ask yourself, what one connection have you undervalued? Which interaction today could plant seeds for 10-year returns? Start mapping your network like a chess grandmaster, not just next moves, but entire sequences. The board's been visible all along. Time to play.